Hello and welcome. Today we are going to talk about the 1st of February 2025. I hope that you don't mind my mic, but I was told that when I record videos in the middle of the night, and it is like 4 o'clock at night right now, maybe even, I can see it's 25 past 4 in the morning, so I don't want to wake up anyone. Well, anyways, it is going to be quite an interesting day. In my less than humble opinion. Just have a look. I will mark for you what's going to happen in the sky. And before we start, I would say that this is going to be a period, when I thought about it before, a period of dissolution of reality. Just a couple of days, but they can be quite intense. So let me mark what's going on in the sky. With the yellow, I will mark this is the conjunction that we are going to have on the 1st of February 2025, unless I'm wrong. But it seems to be 2025 around 2200, so that would be 10 p.m. London time, because I'm calibrating everything for London, but forget about houses and everything else, because it is going to be quite a profound day, let's say. So we have from the quickest moving moon here, Venus, North Node, and Neptune. So these four planets are all together, and they are dancing or maybe hugging each other. And when there is like more than two bodies in conjunction, they are usually quite significant. As we have spoken about the the beginning of December last year, 2024. I am recording this video actually on the 31st of December. You will watch it probably in the second week of January, because I just started my channel. But anyway, so again, Moon, Venus, Neptune, and North Node all together in the very same spot in the sky. And let me just mark the fuel for this conjunction, because it is loose sextile from Pluto in Aquarius. Let's get a proper line. So from Pluto in Aquarius, we are going to get a loose sextile. I think it's around 4 or 5 degrees. And then we are going to get a sextile from Uranus. Let's call it Uranus. Not your, but Uranus. So the video won't get banned. This is the main theme on that day in the sky, okay? Let me just maximize the screen. So let's talk about the conjunction first, because the first words that came to my mind when I thought about this conjunction was dissolution of reality. And what themes are going to be played? So first of all, Moon, they are our emotions. Venus, earthly, simple love. North Node, our karmic future. And Neptune, unconditional love, illusion, and drugs, visions, religions as well, and water, bodily waters, so oceans, seas, rivers. And it is happening in the sign of Pisces, where Neptune is quite strong. But these are the last days of Neptune being in Pisces. It's going to ingress Aries for a number of months this year, together with Saturn. Then it will be back into Pisces. But anyways, Pluto in Pisces, Neptune in Pisces is very, very strong. So when these four bodies meet at the very end of Pisces, fueled by revolutionary Pluto that digs from the deepest depths of our souls and wants to do revolution in the first degrees of Aries, with revolutionary Uranus that is in Taurus, this conjunction is going to get loads of fuel. Because these two planets should be almost in a trine. If it depends how far are they from each other, they miss probably like 10 degrees to form a trine that would fuel this conjunction even more. So let's get for another shade of blue to mark that they are going. Yeah, they need quite a few degrees, probably like 10 or even more. I will just draw it for you, that there would be a trine if Pluto were, or Uranus 10 degrees in a bit different place. Okay, so this conjunction is going to get extremely fueled by Uranus and Pluto, even though that these aspects are not exact, and the dissolution of reality is going to be reinforced mostly by the power of revolution, change, brilliance, and genius. So if I look at conjunction like that, I would say that this is going to be meeting of a mother with drugs, illusions, LSD, let's say, emotions that are going to be cast into our future by the god of the underworld, fueled and pushed by the god of chaos, brilliance, and revolution. Honestly, it is one of the most interesting aspects that we are going to have and conjunctions that we are going to have in 2025. Do I expect it to be like massive and big events in the world? Probably from, let's say, the point of view of water activity. So there might be some sort of floods, heavy rains, everything associated with bodily waters. So we can observe that. But on the spiritual level, I would expect some sort of spiritual awakening, collective compassion. Maybe it is going to be directed at the events, at the war events that are going on all over the world. Neptune is the higher octave of Venus, so them together should cover the sections of unconditional love for Neptune and conditional love, let's say, for Venus, with emotional world in between. So I would say that there is going to be loads of humanitarian activity at that stage, let's say. Lunar node would cast it for the north lunar node would cast it for the future events. So maybe higher ideas of getting rid of the materialism and going more into spiritual world. And there might be short but very significant impulse or an event that will turn loads of people all over the world into spiritual practices, humanitarian ways of living, elevation of compassion and forgiveness. Artists should, in general, it depends on the birth horoscope, right? But in general, they should experience more passion, mysticism, fantasy, and emotional fuel for creation. So inspiration for artists should be one of the songs played by these full planets at this stage. There might be some sort of breakthrough in art, music, film, and because these two planets, Pluto and Uranus, let's say, are going to both sextile this conjunction, there might be both some sort of, on one side, let's say, spy and deep state activity would be fueling the collective consciousness and the way we see the world. That might be directed as well. So maybe there are going to be some sort of events that deep state would like us to change our minds on certain areas of life according to the events that can happen during this transit, maybe around this transit, yeah? So let's say plus minus 3 days. And there is going to be Uranus in Taurus that can give us maybe first hint, because Uranus hasn't done his job in Taurus. Taurus would be financial system and our savings. So there might be first hints of what Uranus is going to accomplish in Taurus, and this can be very misleading and difficult to estimate at this stage, because, as I said, dissolution of reality, this is this big meeting here that will take just 1 or 2 days. The influence might be felt later this year when Uranus enters Gemini, and his work would be almost done in Taurus at that stage, but that's later. This year it's gonna happen in July, as far as I remember. So emotional sensitivity can be really triggered at that stage. So again, we can have events that will lead us to feel more compassion and more intuition. We can be more empathetic and draw into issues of whole populations of, let's say, refugees, victims of natural disasters, and groups that need help. So we may focus on that, but that's going to be brief. It's not gonna last for long. But this type of emotions could be expected at the end of January and beginning of February. As I said before, there can be some focus on bodily waters as well, lakes, rivers, floods, rains. There might be abundance of water at that stage. So it is going, in my less than humble opinion, it is going to be quite an interesting day. Illusion, deception, idealism. So these are the themes played by these 4 planets. And because they are getting fuel from Pluto and Uranus, this might be quite a strong day and quite strong influence, and then again quite difficult to catch because of the presence of Neptune. That is very strong, still very strong, as I said, in Pisces, where Neptune is actually governing Pisces. So I would expect dissolution of reality and events that are difficult to understand, and more focus on esoteric life, let's say, mysticism, things that we don't understand with our brains but with our hearts. And water. So these are the themes for the beginning of February. And the next video I will try to record, let's say, in the middle of the day, so I can be a bit louder. And at this stage, that's it for today or tonight. And if you have any questions, ask them in the comments. So the discussion is open. And see you next time.